Welcome back to Hollywood Habits. Today, we're diving into a story that stirs both nostalgia and timeless admiration, a story wrapped in elegance, artistry, and cinematic legacy. We're talking about none other than the legendary Sophia Loren, a name that stands for beauty, brilliance, and boldness, known for her unforgettable performances on the silver screen and her graceful presence on every red carpet. Sophia Loren has captivated the world for decades. But beyond her iconic roles lies a lesser-discussed chapter, one that occasionally resurfaces in whispers, headlines, and vintage photo threads: the bold, tasteful, and artistic topless photographs from her early career. Let's pause right here. These images aren't tabloid scandals or secret leaks. They're pieces of cinematic and cultural history framed in soft light, rooted in elegance, and captured with the intention of art, not controversy. Sophia Loren's journey began in post-war Naples, Italy. Born in 1934, she rose from hardship to international fame. By the 1950s and 60s, she was already a force of nature, her eyes, her poise, her talent commanding the screen. And like many European actresses of her era, she participated in photo shoots that balanced confidence and art, with beauty portrayed as a form of strength and expression. These images, often originally published in European outlets where cultural views on nudity were far more liberal, were never about shock. They were about confidence, control, and celebrating the natural form through the lens of classic photography. And yet, even decades later, they still spark curiosity, not because they're provocative, but because they remind us of a time when celebrity was mysterious, curated, and wrapped in mystique. Compared to today's constant flood of selfies and overexposed content, Sophia's photos feel timeless, elegant, restrained, and deeply personal. There's a reason people say, make sure you're alone before you look, not out of shame, but because you want to experience these moments with full focus, no distractions. Just quiet admiration for a woman who owned every frame she was in. Sophia Loren never allowed herself to be reduced to an image. Whether she was portraying a grieving mother, a fiery romantic, or a comedic co-star opposite Cary Grant, her presence was always intentional, powerful, and unforgettable. And though those vintage photographs still surface today, Sophia has always addressed them with grace. She's never denied them, but she's also never allowed them to define her. They are a part of her journey, not the full story, but a moment that speaks to how fearless and free she truly was. So, if you happen to stumble across those vintage images, pause for a moment. Don't just see them, feel what they represent. A bold young woman who would go on to become a queen of cinema, unafraid to challenge norms and shape her own legacy, because in a world filled with fleeting trends, Sophia Loren remains a monument to timeless beauty, fierce talent, and the true power of authentic stardom. If this story moved you, inspired you, or brought back memories of classic Hollywood, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. There's more elegance, more legacy, and more real Hollywood history waiting right here on Hollywood Habits.